I'm Lando Calrissian. Glad to make your acquaintance.
That was the beginning of episode of the Lando Calrissian Experience. Can you, James? Can you tell them what that was that you was y'all were describing?
That was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is now on Netflix. It's been on Hulu.
The first season's on Netflix.
The first season's on Netflix.
You gotta watch the other
first season. The first 2 parts are considered the first season on Netflix. Was like 26 episodes. Yep. So watch that. Dope as hell. But if you want to watch a whole lot of it and get caught up, Hulu pretty much got everything almost all the way until I think the newest one that's airing right now. Because it's literally like 4 seasons.
It's 4 seasons, yeah.
It's how many episodes in the season?
20.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's 26 the first season, 49, 48, 49 the second.
Really?
Yeah. The third season is 39. 34th season is 39 apiece.
I got a good summer coming ahead of me then.
Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is ill, dog. Like the third one, I think is like half. I think the new season is like halfway done right now, being there, like in Japan. So, like of course, I ain't gonna wait. I just watched the sub version and said, "Fuck you."
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, that's one man. But I got an actual true anime pick of the week, which I actually want to do kind of early, just to go ahead and get it knocked out. So just in case if I have to bounce out early. So just to go ahead and get it knocked out early, y'all. My anime pick of the week. If you haven't seen it since the beginning of the year. Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Bro, yeah, he was telling me about that.
When I tell you,
I've heard
that was in theaters, right?
Yeah,
I've heard
everywhere that everybody who's like a huge Dragon Ball Z fan says this is fucking one of the best.
Even niggas that's not even fans of Dragon Ball Z, that was like, yo, this is ill. Because basically the whole story is literally about. So I don't know if y'all remember like the old school Dragon Ball Z movies where it had like this big ass 8-9 foot nigga named Broly that was like basically the Hulk that was like running through niggas and shit like that. That was the same shit. So they redid that story. They redid the story, but what happened was back in the day.
It didn't take 50 weeks for it.
No, they actually made the story make a lot more sense. So basically, in the old school story, the original creator of Dragon Ball Z, he drew the character, but he never wrote his story out. So his story was some bullshit. It was like, hey, he's just basically an insane nigga that basically had like PTSD from when they were babies because of crying. Which is the dumbest shit ever, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But in this movie, they made it make sense. Was like, okay. Well, I'll take this back real quick. So basically what's going on is, in the old movies, like I said, Broly was considered a freak of nature. He like a mutant. Like, he essentially is an Omega level mutant in Marvel. Like, in that equivalent, like in the same race. Power level was hella high. Like, at the time, hella high. Like, he probably destroyed a planet as a baby. Like, that's how strong this nigga is. Yeah. So, basically, the king got threatened, which is Vegeta daddy. He got threatened because, like, this little nigga could be a threat in the future. He got to go. So, what he did was he killed his daddy. He killed him. And then right after he killed them, or almost killed them, the planet blew up. He saved them last minute. That's what happened. Now, knowing his son already mentally snapped because of him and Goku being born the same day and crying. So he hated Goku ever since then because he was crying, and then anytime he see Goku face or hear his voice, he snaps into like a Hulk-like rage and just go off. So that's a stupid it's stupid as fuck, right? So you want to go after? Why won't you go after the nigga who had you killed and sent you off, right? In space, right? The nigga actually had you killed and actually tried to have.
Well, he didn't kill him.
He tried to kill him. In the new movie, that's what go on. They made the story make sense to where same kind of shit happened, but instead of killing him, he exiled him to a different planet. So you won't be a threat no more.
That's why he's mad.
So and his daddy was like, man, fuck this shit. You did this to my son because you jealous. Because you jealous. Because him and Vegeta was born the same day. You jealous because my son is better than your son naturally. That's why you mad as fuck. So he been mad and pissed off ever since the daddy has been. So Broly is just, just a normal dude, misunderstood the dude, but he basically is like Bruce Banner. Like, he basically Superman normally, then goes Hulk when he snaps. And so the whole movie is it's a good ass movie without kind of explaining like too much because I don't want to get into too much of it. But it's one of those movies that even as if you don't like Dragon Ball and all that shit, if you watch this, you might change your mind.
I gotta stream it.
You can stream it. You can find it probably streaming at this point because it's been in the movies since it's been out. No, it was a couple months ago. But since late January. I saw it in February when it was still kind of out. I could still watch it. So I watched it when I watched it streaming and I watched it in the movies. And yeah. So I would say, man, if you want to see a fight for real that's like on some Superman Zod level shit, especially the last fight, dog, like I was like, nigga, why? It looked like something off that new video game of Dragon Ball Fighter Z, like the new Dragon Ball Z fighting games, you know? It's crazy like that. It get crazy like it gets crazy like that. It's good as fuck though. So watch it. If you can find it when it comes out streaming, buy it. Dragon Ball Super Broly is worth your time. I promise you. And let's get started.
All right. Everybody want to give their thoughts on Captain Marvel? We had a little.
Yep. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this out the way.
Spoilers,
man, look. What was our grade? We say like what grade did we say we can spoil something?
It's a 6.
Okay, so it's a C to me. So
no. It's got to be consensus. We got to have a consensus.
Damn it!
It's not spoilable though. It's not that bad, man. When we say
I'm not saying it's
we
bad.
usually spoil movies that are bad, like an Alien,
you want Tears from the
Covenant
Sun,
and stuff. Like we would spoil those.
God.
Yeah.
I'm not saying okay.
Oh no, it ain't that.
Okay, damn.
You ain't shit.
Wow.
Hey, that's a deep cut. You said this, you Jules.
That's between y'all. I didn't even say Tears.
He says it's better than Tears of the Sun. I was like, not that bad.
Oh, okay. Tears of the Sun is classic. Tears of the Sun is classic.
But I'm gonna say this, man, and like I was kind of telling Jules, man, without spoiling it, because okay,
you seen the Jules?
No, I haven't seen it.
Without spoiling it. That's how I said it in Texas. That's how I really feel. I watched it again on the bandwidth just to be sure. Yes, I went saw it first in the movies before y'all say anything.
I was trying to find out. You got a good copy on the bandwidth?
I found it. I haven't found one.
You have not.
I had to type it. I had to type it.
Yeah, you trapped in the wrong trapping spot.
Yeah, I had to.
You got to
search.
Oh, you be on the wrong block trapping.
Wait. I saw the cam version. I ain't seen no like over to China first before it come here version.
Yeah, I could have seen you that.
Okay, yeah, do that.
Send me that.
Yeah,
Send me that.
Hold on, man. We can't be talking.
No, don't send me that, Daryl. How dare you? I'm talking about the trailer. What are you talking about?
I watched the movie, so I can say, hey, I paid good money to go see the shit. So I actually got my ticket to prove it. So I paid my good money. But I'm just saying like this. I honestly feel like, and like I say, feel how y'all want people. Wonder Woman did the better female superhero movie.
That's fine.
So it's about as good as Batman versus Superman?
No, it's better than that. It's better than that, man. Come on, Ted.
You didn't see the
I haven't seen it.
You didn't see the Ultimate Edition, though.
No,
I thought he did.
No, I'm missing. They got me. They played me one time for 3 hours.
He George Bush. Hey, that nigga said fool me once. Just can't get fooled again.
It was 2.5 hours in the theater. 3 hours.
Right. So you want me to get? You want me to invest in a half an hour on top of that?
You might look at it differently, man.
No, look, Captain Marvel did what it's supposed to do. I didn't expect it to be amazing. It just got you to where you need to go.
But my beef about it is people trying to make like, oh, it's the most amazing movie. It's like, come on, man. So y'all say, come on, man. So let's.
But it's not as bad as you trying to act like this.
No, I ain't saying it's. I ain't saying it was
movies that are bad.
No. But I ain't trying to say put like this. I'm not trying to say it's super, super bad. But compared to what you would put out and compared to how y'all built this up, I felt me personally. I'm just saying me personally. I felt like they could have planned Captain Marvel's role out a little bit better than what they did.
I just think it was placed in the wrong position.
And that's I think it was because I think like I said,
you shouldn't have put her right before Endgame.
That's my whole thing, dude. So
that's all.
Dude, that's all I was saying, and that's all I. Dude,
you coming off Endgame, you like.
Dude, and that's all I was saying.
Think about the hype that came from Wonder Woman.
But no, but the thing,
no, we're not talking about the placement of the way this movie is and when it's coming out. The actual story, everything with that would have been dope if it was 5 years ago.
So the thing that they put in the Marvel versus
they shoehorn her in the last minute.
So that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's
so
the whole point I'm saying.
Right. He's saying that they're trying to capitalize off the
Wonder Woman,
the heroine
Oh,
vibe.
yeah, that's
100%.
But I'm talking about storyline wise. If it was 5 years ago, they would have been perfect.
So the one that's in the Marvel versus DC group, they posted in there like which way you should watch the movie.
Yes.
Where does it? So Javon put one in, and then Marcus
after
put
Captain
one in.
America. First.
The first one, like the first. So it's Captain America and then Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah, because Captain Marvel.
Isn't it just chronological?
It's chronological.
Yeah, because Captain Marvel happened in the 90s. Happened in the mid-90s.
Dude,
okay.
Nick Fury has both eyes still. That's how old, like how back we are in the 90s.
So is that why you're saying that it should go first to follow it chronologically?
Right, no. I'm just saying even style-wise of how the Marvel films have been going, it was a general origin film that we've seen kind of already from other films. So it would have been better if it had been 5 years ago.
And then the thing about it is the way they, except put it like this, like I was kind of saying, like the individual pieces of the movie, like what they kind of flushed down to stuff that would have been like, oh, this is hella interesting. I feel like if y'all would have made this 2 movies and kind of like pushed it back, like he was saying, like a few years back, I feel like it wouldn't have been as kind of. It felt like it was rushed.
Too much.
They condensed too much, and it felt like you could have did a better job writing this out. But I think kind of like the Batman vs Superman effect, which is I agree with Daryl, which is make it 2 movies because what you got, you could extend that out, and it was like, oh, you talking about what's going on with the whole Skrull situation? Like that could be a whole second movie. Yeah. Like the way they explain it, like I'm not gonna say what happens, but I'm saying what goes on with all of that, or even like going on with more of the Kree. A lot of that can be a whole separate movie, and you could have fleshed that out. And that's why I was just kind of trying to make it point in check. Yeah. Not like to say, I'm saying like you should have gave her more time. You should have gave her more planning because it's like you put it at the end. Like I see y'all trying to bank off the whole feminist movement, the whole women superhero thing, and I get it. Like I said, Wonder Woman did an excellent job, but Wonder Woman did the better job too, solely because.
But I will say this: Captain Marvel's boss fight scene was better than Wonder Woman.
It was because
the third act of Captain Marvel made it on part of it.
Well, that's because Wonder Woman fucking fought Alfred, nigga. Like, that's pretty much what it was. She fought Alfred with superpowers. Like it was just.
It was way.
Hey man, don't be dissing Alfred like that. Hey man, you read Injustice?
Alfred was Ares. I mean, literally, it was just like,
nigga, have you read Injustice? Kind of shit Alfred done? The fuck, Alfred?
I'm just saying. That was just my view of the first time I saw it. I was like, oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, as far as as far as like how like I'll give Warner Brothers credit as far as like how they pushed on Wonder Woman. I'll give them credit for that, and they stayed on it, and they knew how to market it, and that's why I was like, okay, cool. Wonder Woman did a job. I'm thinking, okay, all right, Captain Marvel, y'all actually had time to look at this from a distance,
right, and build on it,
and try to build on it, and try to even make it better. Like y'all actually had time.
But they didn't do it.
But you didn't do that. And so my thing is like, why did you not do it? And then at the same time, why make Captain Marvel first? I mean, to be honest with you, why make Captain Marvel first female movie when you already had fucking Black Widow? Like you have, I mean, don't get me wrong, because we already. But no, but I'm just saying. But no, but if you make it like Winter Soldier, but no, if you make it like Winter Soldier,
they are
now. But you could have did that.
But in general, nobody wanted to see that back then.
Shit, if you.
We'd have been trash. They talking about
the Russos. Let the Russos.
But the Russos not doing it though.
I know. I'm saying let them would have did it.
No, I got you. But I'm saying, right. In general, we heard 4 or 5 years ago, they was like, "Yo, they can do a Black Widow." We'd be like, "Come on, man, for real." Nobody want to see no Black Widow. Now they made a world around her that you could do a Black Widow movie better.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like you can build a world. That's what I'm saying. You could have went off the heels of Winter Soldier and Agent Ultron because it was like, okay, we see the Red Room, and you could have built something off of that. That was my whole point in that.
I mean, like, we'll talk about that in a second because we're gonna have
but that was
a character they finna
announce.
They cast him.
Yeah, and then plus, like I can't say what I want to say about how I felt like they kind of shafted the character because they ain't seen it yet, and I don't want to spoil that part yet. You probably gonna have an idea of what I'm talking about.
No, I know who you're talking about.
The Rambo Monica.
To me, they shafted her. This is why, I'm just gonna say this.
I disagree with him.
No, the reason why I'm saying it is
a kid.
No. The
no,
reason
you
why,
shaft the kid.
no. Only reason I'm saying that you shafted her as far as like how you gonna make if y'all put her in the MCU as a superhero in the future, if that's what they do, and if they plan on doing it, which is a good chance, how does she get her powers? And I'm gonna say it's because skip forward 30 seconds. Captain Marvel's origin is Spectrum's origin.
I know. That's what all the beef was about.
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. So so how do you do that? Because it's like,
are they really trying to introduce her though?
That's my point. If they are, that's what I'm saying.
They already said they were.
They said they are.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So how did she get her powers now?
I mean, we don't know.
I know that's what I'm like, but you kind of shafted her on like how you could have made it work.
Comic book wise, you can figure out a way.
I mean, you can make it work, but it's kind of like you can make it work. But my thing is about it is like
even with Rogue, she gets her main powers from Mrs. Marvel. But that's gonna be easy to retcon though. Easy.
I mean, you can make that. I hope so, man.
Stuff, it's gonna be easy. All you gotta do is say it was another dimension, and everything got crossed in together, and you got these X-Men characters.
You totally could retcon this shit. It's just my whole point is less like I'm just looking at like I'm not saying that they did. I'm just saying it's a potential part. It's potentially they did. Yeah, I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying it's a potential.
People can't come over. Nigga fell in the lake and then got his powers. I mean, I'm just saying.
He fell in the lake, man.
I don't know, man. It was just kind of weird, man. When I'm like, wait a minute, ain't the hell? I was like, so y'all made her Spectrum. Y'all didn't make her Miss Marvel. Yeah. That's what I'm like. But y'all didn't make her Miss Marvel. I was like, if this is Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel, make her Miss Marvel. Don't make her Spectrum. That was my whole beef. Why? It's kind of like how they kind of sort of threw in Miles Morales' story in the MCU for Peter Parker, in a small sense, like how the kind of like certain stuff is set up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I mean, mind you, we have a Miles Morales movie, which thankfully that movie is amazing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, as far as like, but why would you have to? I don't know. It just kind of seemed weird to me. Like, why would you give the black heroine's powers to her? I mean, and Miss Marvel got her own shit anyway. Like, where she don't know. I don't know. It was just that was always kind of weird to me. But it was just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. I don't know. But it's just weird.
All right. So. If everybody's seen Us,
I've seen it this weekend.
I'm seeing it Monday.
I did a podcast with Raven on it that'll be up this week. People after this episode goes
I heard
up.
it was good.
Ted, you can give your thoughts. I will not speak at all.
I heard it was dope. I heard it's. Okay, let me ask you this before you even speak. Mm-hmm. Does it have the sorry to bother you effect where it's kind of one of those movies gonna make you think like, oh shit? Not as far as like what? Not as far, like, but not as far as the science fiction sense, but in the horror sense, like it's gonna make you think kind of like sorry to bother you, make you think.
This is better than sorry to bother you.
I mean, but I say, what does it make you give you on it? Like this makes you think like, okay, what was he talking about? What was this? Yes. What it was?
And which move to me, my thing is this film made people to have discussion, which makes a great film.
Okay, T, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
I mean, that's pretty much what I got from it. I thought it opened the door for a discussion because there's nothing really openly spelled out. I mean, me and Daryl talked about it, for a while, and there are points that I don't even know if we necessarily disagreed on, but it's just like he leaves a lot of room for a lot of interpretation, and for me, I thought there was some I don't want to say continuity problems, but there were some kind of holes in there for me that I was like, this doesn't really work out for me. Overall, I think it's a good movie. I just like what he's doing for black folks in general in the horror, that thrill horror genre. I think he had a lot of pressure on him from Get Out as well. Like they're calling him the new M. Night Shyamalan, and I don't.
That's not a good. I don't know if that's a comparison you want to give him. I mean, you can say eventually.
No, that beginning M. Night was
he left a mark with Hines and all that.
Yeah, true.
So like, it's honestly, I think
we look for that one Stephen King to pop out at us one time.
So could you say he could be at the beginning of a new Stephen King?
No, it's not Stephen King. It's just more. It's more M. Night because M. Night. They're saying they're comparing him to M. Night because these last movies have twists.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Gotcha,
like most of the movies have twists in them.
Like The Happening had a twist that I was just like, that was a waste of time.
Right. Yeah, the village, all of it is
all that
it's
stuff,
all twist related. And so, right. So that's why they're saying he's the new M. Night. But for me, Us is just really like, I don't know. I think overall it was a good movie. There were parts of it I was just like, You know, I feel like people were reaching. But when you leave it, like when the person who created it doesn't really speak out on it, it just lets people's imagination run. You know, so people be like, oh yeah, that's why this happened. So this character actually is in, like they said that it's in the same universe as Get Out. You know, and they pieced together this whole connection that is super far fetched. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but you know, it's just the fact that you know people just like having shit to talk about. I just put that.
Well, everybody's a critic, and sometimes you go in too hard, man. But you kind of gotta forget everything when you go in there.
It's true.
It's like you're doing a taste test. You cannot go and eat a burger after you ate pizza and think you're gonna.
Well, not even that. Jules has a really good point, and now I think about it, as a critic, sometimes it does. Like I don't want to be a critic sometimes because when you start to overthink things, you don't really just accept the movie as is, right? And there are some things that happen in there, and I'm just like, dude, there's no way. Like this doesn't even, like even if you were trying to make this seem realistic, this realistic, there's no way that this can happen. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so when that happens, you kind of take away from your own movie experience. So like that, honestly, him saying that is probably my problem when I went to go see it. Like because of Get Out, my expectations were
super high.
You know what I'm saying? And I just started looking over everything. Like where the heck they get all, you know, where they get these gold scissors from, and you know all the rest of this stuff. Like,
so it sounds like not only just like on an M. Night level, I think people kind of try to expect it, like not even just. It sounds like people had a Hitchcock expectation for something that should have been more of an M. Night Shyamalan expectation.
So the problem is
Hitchcock inspired M. Night.
Well, that's
that's a M. Night inspired, Hitchcock executed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hitchcock, M. Night in execution.
Okay.
It's probably you know a better way of saying it. Like
okay.
I think it's really. You got to think he only made this for like $20 million.
Well, still, you can do a lot of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, but the thing is, you're coming off of Get Out. There's not a lot, you know. $20 million still isn't a lot to try to, you know, as far as set design and stuff, like, which makes even what he's doing amazing because it's really just about the story. Mm-hmm. So your story has to be like sharp everywhere, and I think for us, well, for me, you know, looking at it from a really critical eye, there's just some pieces that were too blurry for me to be like, oh yeah, this is a 12 out of 12 or a 10 out of 10 or whatever, you know. But it's still a really good movie.
Okay, no, because I definitely want to check it out. Like, you know, that's one movie I did. Me and Eric want to check out for obvious reasons that you guys know I couldn't, but you know, I want to try to check it out sometime soon. So that's kind of like where I'm at with it. If I can kind of watch it, I'm there. But I'm gonna give it a shot because, like I said, I'm a fan of Get Out and I'm a fan of like what he been doing so far. And plus, you know, my man about to come out. We about to come out soon. Is Twilight Zone.
Right. I mean, he's on everything. He's got the Twilight Zone. He's got the show that's on YouTube, Weird City or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I got a chance to check out one episode. It's interesting, man.
I mean, Peel's a smart dude, dog.
It's a very interesting show, man. Like, it's very interesting.
You got Candyman too.
That's right. Oh, and he think about doing gargoyles. Disney.
Yeah, he wants to do gargoyles. That should be amazing.
Man,
yeah, that would be dope.
All right. Next up, does everybody get a chance to see Sam Cooke, the Sam Cooke documentary?
I did.
I did not get a chance.
Bruh.
I heard it's good. I heard it's really good.
It is a ton of shit. You start to. I don't think anybody realized how influential that Sam Cooke was just on the back scenes and stuff.
And how young he was.
Yeah.
I was on my mind. I was thinking like 40 or something.
No, he was like
31.
Yeah, like my age, right?
Yeah, 31 years old.
Yeah, it goes into depth about just
Good guy, man.
Like just a small feature or insight. Like he the whole reason that niggas stopped wearing perms. Didn't know that. I was like, you know,
there was a dude with a car like, fuck that nigga.
Hey, right, ducking the birds. What it is? Nah, nigga, I'm not giving this shit up.
Y'all out here giving y'all punks because of Sam Cooke. Y'all be back.
Nappy headed niggas.
Talking about some goddamn Sam Cooke. Fucking Sam Cooke. Nigga sitting there 79 years old. Did Sam Cooke? That's why the nigga died. He had a tongue. They thought he was a white man. He would have been able to walk.
You gotta
right
be able
out
to pass in there, man.
Motherfucking Sam Cooke.
Did you ready to check see High Flying Bird?
I have not.
I have not.
What?
It's good.
It's
I wasn't.
good as fuck.
I was questioning.
It's good as fuck.
I saw the trailer. I was
Soderbergh,
like,
man.
Hey, you said what?
Soderbergh did it.
Steven Soderbergh?
Yeah, he's the director.
I don't know, dog. I think when I saw it, I was just like, this looked like
good.
This looked like Anthony and Anthony. What the fuck is that nigga's name?
Anthony Mackie?
Yeah, in crossover, nigga. This is like this
No,
hey,
no. It's not even nothing.
This
the basketball part is like 5%.
Okay, I was like,
It's about the agent.
It's like crossover too.
No, it's only basketball in one scene.
Okay.
Everything else around.
Plus the dude
because it's basically a lockout, and his players are like trying to like, yo, like I need bread. Can we stop the lockout? Like, and he like, no, we trying to do something bigger. Like, and it's the agent. It's about the agent, which is the same brother that we'll talk about soon. They think they're playing Taskmaster.
Oh, okay.
That dude, what's his name? He played in he played also in Moonlight too. What's his name?
Trevante Rhodes?
The dude that played the boyfriend.
Andre something.
Yeah, that's the dude that plays the main character.
Andre Holland.
Yep. Yeah. That's who plays that they trying to get to play Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie.
Wait a minute, like Tony Masters? Okay. A black person Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because Taskmaster has a mask on, so most of the time, so.
I was like, hey, y'all finna make white people mad. Hey, the motherfucker about to be, the nerd coach is about to be mad as fuck.
But hey, man, look, you can't be too mad because look, they what was that? Arrow, they made Slade Samoan, Polynesian Samoan.
Yeah.
Oh, in
no,
he's Australian.
New Zealand.
Yeah, but he still looks.
He's a Kiwi.
Yeah, he's
the Chris is off of fucking Spartacus. Chris is off of Spartacus.
He's still white, dog.
True.
He's still white. They don't be like, yeah, he white.
I mean, shit. I mean, he really looks like just a young version of Aquaman Daddy. A younger cocky version.
Daddy, a young version of Aquaman Daddy.
Aquaman Daddy.
Don't remember his dad.
Did anybody see Abducted in Plain Sight yet?
Nah.
Jesus, stop! Oh my God, that is. Y'all haven't seen that shit?
The only thing I saw a clip and my man said that he gave my homeboy a reach around and was confused about it. I was like,
this is probably gotta be
No, he gave him a real reach around for real. And the dude talks about it like, so I relieved him.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like,
yo, you know how many times I'm on that shit?
Hey, but he was just like, when he was saying it like, he was confused. He was just like, he's like, sorry. He's like, I don't know why I was so naive. And I was like,
Look, man, y'all my boys, all right? Ain't no way in hell. If Terry was home and said, hey, man, so you want to go ahead, reach and go ahead and comfort your boy. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my car.
I watched that with my wife. I couldn't believe it.
Hey, dog.
Like, that's
but I tell you, that was the last thing I was expecting. Like, he was literally, he was like, I don't know why I was, so naive. I mean, he just kept talking about that he hadn't had sex in a while, and so. Here's the thing.
That was awkward.
Did the dude even ask him to relieve him?
No, he said he was basically saying like,
he was sick.
I'm having a bad day.
Right.
My wife ain't been doing nothing. I've been stressed out.
So I wonder if you can,
And then he, gave him the look up. And, the chick was like, man,
So
he
need to lean back.
Slide your legs out. Actually, no. I'm assuming. And my thing is, he was driving, and it was one of the old cars, and he lifted up the steering wheel. Like
a little school bus joint.
Exactly. And then crank for the whole seat.
Hey, he got the bucket seats. He got the bench. They go back.
Yeah, that's what the whole thing had to go back. Like,
bro, he gave him the Netflix and chill look. I was like, hey man, so what's gonna happen? You know, the song about to go off. So
I know what you were thinking, but
I'm thinking, but this
can you help me out?
This is my whole thing about that documentary, man. So I got a chance to watch it. Me and Erica, we looked at that whole documentary just with air confusion, cause we just look like, so you telling me you let this man take y'all daughter more than once? He molested her. The family blackmailed the other family. Mm-hmm. You had sex with both parents, and both parents said nothing because they didn't want to look bad in front of the Latter-day Saints, the LDS Church, the Mormon Church. Dumb. They didn't want to do that.
I'm gonna have to go home and watch it, though.
Bro, all this because they did not want to look bad in front of the Latter-day Saints Church. I promise to God, that's the whole reason why all this went as far as they did. And mind you, I'm a believer in God. I've been following Christianity for all my life for the most part. I'm telling you, ain't no way in hell. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man.
But I think people read that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know who they can, like, manipulate.
Yeah, bro. Like,
it's just like a pimp. A pimp knows what type of woman that'll
that's
be
my thing.
to the lifestyle.
And I'm thinking, like, I'm just looking at the only person that and the daughter know being grown up. She was like,
how did y'all let this happen?
Like, and she just looked like, what the fuck? And you feel so sorry for the daughter. You know, she a grown woman. Of course, you feel sorry for the woman. And it just look like, and she confused, like, why would you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You especially when they get an adult, you trying to give them a solid explanation. like, why did this happen?
We didn't want to look bad in front of the church. You fucked this man who molested this woman, you molested your daughter, and you gave the same man a hand job, father, and you telling me, and you let him sleep in the bed. Hey, I need to go sleep in the bed just to go ahead and make sure I feel. Daryl, would you ever let anyone go in the bed towards Xander?
Hell no.
Thank you.
Man.
Like, them niggas ain't even getting in the house.
Dude.
And it's because it was part of his, what was it, his therapy or some bullshit?
Yeah, it was part of his therapy.
No, therapy is a shotgun, my nigga. You come near my motherfucking kid. Like, that's the therapy. Therapy is a shotgun. It's, don't get away from my kid. So,
anybody seen anything else that they want to kind of talk about? Speak about they've seen since the last show? I mean, I'm almost finished. Oh, you did? Yeah, speak on it real quick.
Yeah. Yo, I'm good right here. Dope. It was dope.
I've been hearing good things about it.
Yeah, it was definitely dope. But of course, me.
Which one's better, that one or Aquaman?
Aquaman.
Really?
Only in the visual sense. The stories they're both good stories and individually different.
But Aquaman had more to work with though, considering Aquaman had more to work with considering
you got the ocean and all. Yeah, so of course that's what I'm saying. Visually more. Yeah. There's a lot more into Aquaman than I feel is in Shazam. But see, Shazam, this is me and James were talking about this briefly. My thing with, I enjoyed the movie, and I laughed through the whole thing. And I'm cool with that. But the part of me that we just talked about, the critique part of you, I just don't want to see that route on every film.
So you scared it's
but
going
it
to go
works
to Marvel.
with Shazam, really dope.
You scared it's going to go to Marvel way. The way how you view
it is
Marvel.
going to Marvel way. You already know it because it's too complex to do anything different. So you got it in the big screen. You know what I mean? In that relation. But outside of that, the movie was good, man. It was just because I thought I had my reservations. I thought it was going to have the cheesy look on the costume. You know, there's a bunch of stuff that I felt like, you know what I mean? But it was just a good movie, a solid film, man, and we laughed through the whole movie, man. It was like six of my boys was with me, man, and we just bugged out through that whole movie. But I told him, man, I'm not trying to spoil it for nobody, but there's a point in that movie where it just flips around, and you're like, yo.
Like this is...
And that's why, and that made me go through the first two stages of the film and go, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So it's a good movie. It's just like you go and watch Homecoming.
Is it DCU anyway, or is it latest? It's basically a standalone film.
Lots of Easter eggy thingies popping at. Like they did this thing. It was perfect. I can't even front. Man, they tied a lot in to make it feel like it was not standalone. You know what I mean?
Got you. Okay.
But it was definitely its own film. But the problem with that is just that I don't want to see the Aquaman, that stage, just stay. Give me different though.
Oh, you saying everything be Aquaman? Basically.
Yeah, I don't want to see not Aquaman. What I mean is just let's not go Marvel too heavy, but Shazam fits that bill, so you have to kind of do it in a sense. But it was just one of those like I just don't want to. If that's all I'm gonna get from WB, I like the challenge of, being a little different than the norm. But when it comes to that cinematic world, it's kind of like hard to be too different. You know what I mean? Like look at some of the backlash from us versus, you know what I mean?
Right. I finally saw Creed 2.
You finally saw it?
Finally saw it.
You got to see these things in theaters, man.
Hey, with the little one being here, it gets difficult.
Yo, Chad, you've been saying that for a long time, man. I'm going to tell you that.
Hey, man.
They been using that as an excuse,
he's
man.
still little, bro. He ain't driving.
I'm popping junk because my kids is out the house, right? Look.
I'm just saying, your kid grown now, man.
He's like, I can't get Ted to the house, man. Come on, fool, Ted. But no, yeah, you're right, though. I know. I'm just messing with you.
It was good, though, man. I didn't, did y'all think it was as good as the first?
Which one?
Creed 2.
You know what? The first is just, it's epic in his own way.
So you know what's funny? I read an article that was basically saying like Creed 2 was actually about Drago. It wasn't about
yeah. Yes and no, but you have to have that complexity in the story, man. Well, you got to talk about more. If you entertain in the universe of Rocky, there's a lot you have to kind of weave through there.
Well, I think it was just I don't know. Because there's so much history in
Rocky IV.
Rocky IV. He killed a major character. So
you gotta look at it with that statement. Even what movie doesn't give you some depth to the villain or to the what I mean?
Well, I didn't think that Steppenwolf had much depth at all.
Because it's a bigger one for that one. I think it was supposed to be a bigger. You know what I mean? Kind of.
And I think it happens. I think it was just the fact that they. Sometimes they don't really do a good. There are movies where they don't do a good job. Like the villain is just there.
Yeah.
They're concentrating more on the character. They don't do a lot of backstory. And I think what was really impressive about Drago in this one is more so the fact that when you think about it, they didn't have a ton of lines.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
they had a lot of emotion though.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Whoever did the scene scripting and the cinematography, you really started understanding the dynamic between the two and like what was going on. So I was appreciative of that. Yeah,
I think you know what too. And my wife said something to that extent. She wanted to see a little more about Drago and them. But I got the woof of what they gave me, so it was cool, and I just thought it was good in that sense. Like, it was really good, though. But the film overall is really good.
I wasn't expecting to see old girl, though.
Oh, yeah. That was epic, though.
That was a dope.
That was a dope moment, man. That was a dope moment. But
she didn't have a speaking role even. She didn't say nothing.
She said a little bit.
She didn't say anything.
She said a little bit.
She was at the table and then.
Right, but about like the actual speaking, like to these
there wasn't a lot of speaking on the Russian side. Period.
But she didn't.
That's what I was saying.
I think the emotion conveyed through her.
But that's how it was in the original Rocky IV, though. They didn't speak that much in Rocky IV.
But there's different. The only thing she said in Rocky IV, "You Americans think."
But see, it was set up different. That's what I'm saying. I was like, they did a lot more. It's crazy because there wasn't a lot of speaking lines for the Russian side in Creed 2, but the story was more about them than it was about Creed.
100%. Yeah.
But in Rocky IV, they were just presented as the bad villain.
And that was it. That's all you knew.
It's like, this nigga's a machine. We gotta knock him the fuck out. He killed my nigga. I gotta go fuck him up. Like, that's it. That's all it was.
I gotta go after.
Literally, he killed my nigga. Like,
this one went deeper with his son in that relationship and everything Drago lost. Like, it was, man, I'll be honest with you. I don't compare it to the first because I love the first, but I love the second one for itself too. It was a good continuation. You know what I mean? But that it went deep with Drago. I mean, especially me being OG, growing up off that joint, man. You know what I mean? So that was kind of cool to see that.
Next up, Teddy Petrie says Supernatural is going off after 15 seasons.
15 years.
15.
Season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ended.
So next year will be the last season.
And
No,
there
this
is
season.
ending. The Winchester brother era is ending.
That's a lot of kudos,
That's a
bro.
lot
That's a lot of entertainment, nigga. That's 15 seasons.
Live action JoJo was ending, y'all.
No, snap.
And I told myself, I tried to give myself. That's how I know I need to stop giving up on shit. Cause I hella tried. I told myself, I think it was in this 9th season. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna catch up. And then that shit just got monotonous. I was like, damn, man, this is hella fucking episodes, bro. God damn.
Yeah, like, cause all of it's on Netflix.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was watching it on Netflix. That's what I said.
Woo.
I was watching it on Netflix. I was like, all right, I said, I'm going to give myself a task. I'm going to catch up. And it was just 9 seasons. And then I got to like the 3rd. I was like, it's not going to happen.
I never went past season 3.
Bro, it's like watching One Piece, dog. I'm not doing it, dog. You know how long One Piece is? Yeah. Like, fuck that. Like,
they brought people back. I heard people died, brought back, dead again, brought back again. Like 15 seasons.
That's a long time, bro.
Dude, Trayvon Martin was still alive, but when they were filming.
Trayvon Martin was alive. Michael Jackson was alive.
Prince was still alive.
Hella niggas was alive.
This is 2004?
Yeah. No, 2004,
2003.
2005.
3?
2002, 2004, somewhere.
Nah, 5.
It's 2005? 2005.
Yeah, because if it's consistent, then yeah, it's 15 years is this shit.
Because when I moved here, it was 06. In that second season, I think it was.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back.
Oh, man.
I'm going to watch it. I'm
It's
all the way through.
it's a lot of repetitiveness. That's what made me fall
That's what
off.
makes me worried about that. It
Like
makes
how
me
long did you
worried.
fight zombies for? Or how long you played Spider-Man about 6 years ago, the Spider-Man game or whenever that came out. And you feel like every time you hit the street, you got to fight the same fight.
Yeah.
And then you go back up, you're like, it's boring, but it's better swinging through the city. It's like watching the show.
That's what I'm worried that the Flash is going to become.
Yeah.
Like that.
See, that's the thing.
Only so many speedsters you can go up against.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
It's only so long you have a story like that. It's like things have to come to an end eventually.
Well, but but it's different. The reason why it lasted 15 seasons is because you got to think they're dealing with supernatural. Like literally anything that's a
You
myth.
can make stuff up.
That's what I'm saying. Anything that's a myth, that's a
religion,
right? Folks tale. Like you were just niggas just pulling shit out of nowhere. They was probably finding like old dead code. We're gonna use the Sumerian rites of passage. You like the fuck is that?
Right. It was also like they based everything off Judeo-Christian, and it was like, well, we're gonna do Judeo-Christian. We're gonna do everything.
That's what I'm saying. You can just touch everything. So I mean, it was smart as fuck.
Right. So I mean, like I said, it's ending after a long time, man. Kudos to the Winchester brothers, man. They fought the good fight, man, for 15 years. They ain't died hella times. I'm like, damn, nigga, I ain't died.
I know y'all related to Jesus. Y'all been back and forth way too many times.
Y'all niggas literally went to hell and back a few times. Y'all went to hell in a different world and came back. Like, nigga, how many times? What can y'all do?
And they did say it like it was like a vacation destination. Where you going? Oh, yeah, I'm finna run to hell, go get my brother. I'll be right back. Make sure that you throw my hot pocket in there for 30 seconds.
It's basically like...
And put my clothes in the dryer.
It's basically the Constantine brothers. The whole show was the Constantine brothers, man. That's basically what it...
Bill and Ted 3 coming 2020. It is set to go.
I'm with it.
I'm with this, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we was addicted to Bill and Ted when we was kids, especially coming up, man.
Hey. Yo, shout out to
I thought it was goofy at that time because I was too busy trying to.
Oh man, dude, I was
all
at
that moment in my life.
Dude, I was all the way in on all that.
Hey, check this out though. I'm gonna give Bill and Ted credit for this one reason. The new Mortal Kombat game coming out. Why low key it's pretty much Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Why they pretty much Bill and Ted, dog?
What?
Yes.
What?
They pretty much Bill and Ted, dog. It's the greatest shit ever.
Wow. So they travel through time?
Dog, because the new game is 2 storylines now.
Oh, really? You choose 2 people and you do 2 storylines?
Well, it's technically the new game is a alternate universe. Because the old game, all the way off from the old game from back in the day until like the Armageddon game from like PS2, Xbox, whatever like that, that stops. Then the new game that happened from like 2011 on like the newer systems till now is a whole different story. Like it's like a retcon story.
Okay.
Or no, it's a alternate universe because butterfly effect shit happened.
Oh, okay.
So now it's the whole new game is basically like, okay, we're gonna fix the timeline, and we're gonna bring back the old school universe and the new school universe and have them fight each other. And it's like Kaluuya and Lakeith are basically the Bill and Ted of the whole situation.
They're just observing, like, yo, it's fucked up.
They observe it. It's basically Kaluuya like, yo, this is what's going on.
So the Predator is
where the fuck the turtles come from?
Yeah, basically they just look like, yo, this is freaky, dog. What's going on? Yo, this is crazy. Wow. Yo, so nah. Shout out to Bill and Ted for influencing shit, dog. Because Bill and Ted was the shit, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
It jumped off Keanu Reeves' career, man.
It really did. It really did. You know?
I mean, people can argue and say Speed really took it to the next level.
Nah, man. Excellent invention, bro.
That's what boy took it to the next level. Speed. It's Speed.
Made him a household name.
But it was Speed though.
No,
it was like, he's a big box office draw.
Well, yeah, but that was after Point Break, though. So
Point Break, he was sharing it. He was sharing it with other people, though.
But
Speed was his movie, though. He's on the cover. His face is the only one on there.
And then Matrix was like, okay, now you that nigga.
Exactly.
So,
all right, New York Undercover Reboot has been casted, man. What y'all think?
Hey, man, you know what?
I think Jules got to be the
you knew I was a New York Undercover dude.
I think we all were.
Dude, hip hop on there and all the rest.
Dude, it was the Black Law and Order, dog. Like, come on.
Speaking of which, side note, the Law and Order just got renewed for a 21st season.
Wow. With SVU?
SVU.
Dick Wolf been getting this money, dog.
This is Dick Wolf too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why Dick Wolf been getting this money for 20 years.
You kind of have to get money if your name is Dick Wolf. Like,
how much else you can go with?
You sure?
The first place you can go is if it's an entertainment with the name Dick Wolf.
Richard. I mean, you can say Richard Wolf.
And then he got all those Chicago TV shows on CBS. Or is it NBC? Where Chicago Fire, Chicago PD,
you think
Chicago
he just
Ambulance.
Like storylines from one place to another?
I got the script already for the first 3 seasons.
Shit, you got he had New York Undercover. I think Law and Order came out like around the same time before New York Undercover.
No, it's after New York Undercover.
It's okay.
It's like because I think Law and Order started like 94, 95.
Okay,
the original. The original don't even come on no more. Just SVU now.
So you got SVU, the original one, New York Undercover, Criminal Intent. All this is Dick Wolf's writing, dog. Dick Wolf been getting money.
Was he a lawyer or something at first?
I don't know.
He must have been a paralegal or something.
Hey, yo, can you imagine what if Dick Wolf wrote The Wire? How would that have been, dog?
No, I don't want to.
Yo,
no, it was fine the way it was.
So you fucking with the New York Undercover?
I'm gonna give it 4 episodes.
I'm asking my New York native here, man.
Yeah, correspondent.
I give it 2. I give it
2 episodes. 2 episodes.
The correspondent. You the NY correspondent, dog. So you got to help us out.
Chicago Justice, Chicago Man. I knew it was a Chicago Man. I made that up. Chicago Ambulance.
Oh my god.
And then The Shy.
Chicago PD.
The Shy.
Chicago Fire. But Dick Wolf ain't on that one. But I'm talking about this. These are just Dick Wolf shows.
Wow.
All those Chicago shows are Dick Wolf shows.
Guess what? Like I said, Dick Wolf. That's need to be the name of this episode. Dick Wolf been getting his money. They do?
They had one for 2009, 2014, Law and Order UK.
What?
That's the name of the episode. Dick Wolf been getting his money, dog.
Oh, wow. It only came on in the UK, obviously.
I'm getting Dick Wolf money.
I ain't mad, dog. He been running the game, dog.
Next up, Andrew Holland may be playing Taskmaster in the new Black Widow solo.
Hey, man, y'all gonna be hella mad, but hey, he got a mask on. Y'all be all right.
Yeah. He's good too, man. I like him as actor. When you see Fly High and Burn, you'll be like, dude, this dude fucking can act.
But you know what? If they put Deadpool in the new universe, that actually works because Taskmaster is like one of the perfect niggas that could take a nigga like Deadpool or another mercenary out.
Did Deadpool die?
No, I'm just saying like if you need like a nigga that like one of the few niggas who could probably like, okay, I may be able to try to take this nigga out, is him. That's what I'm saying. Because everything he can do, like he can just he got muscle memory. He can read everything you do and automatically do it. Like he can predict. He literally can like
he can mimic you.
He can not only mimic you, but he can telegraph you. He can telegraph your moves before you even do it.
He's Steven Seagal.
Basically.
You saw that video where he was like the judo championships and
he was like I could see the
no. It was like a judo championship thing. No,
and he was just throwing niggas.
No. It was like literally people were like they would telegraph their punches like I'm gonna go right there, and he would like he'd be like it was all slow motion, dog. Because he's like cool with Putin. He stays in Russia now. He cannot enter the U.S.
Steve Seagal okay?
No, we cannot. He
Hey, I'm
has too
finna
many-
cut.
So his so he ain't deputized. He
No, he has
can.
too many
You know what that means, Jules? We gotta cut our homage ponytails off, bro.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, hold on. I'm finna. He's not because he got kicked out of Russia. He's in another country.
So wait a minute. So is he got exiled from Russia or exiled
Well, no, he
from
just
the
got
US?
into it with. But he got back because obviously he was in that judo championships or whatever. I guess maybe he doing Under Siege 3, but it's only overseas.
In Russia, they're performing it at the community college.
Yeah, he's under investigation right now for sexual assault. A couple of sexual assaults.
In Russia or here?
Here.
Nigga said, all right, I'm out, y'all. I'll see what y'all doing to R. Kelly.
From 2017, 2002, 2018. He's like, I'm out.
Oh, he's banned from the Ukraine.
He's the Ukraine he's banned from. Okay.
Yeah, he's banned from the
So
Ukraine.
he's back with Putin and kicking it.
So he's banned from the hood part of Russia.
He banned from he banned from Wellston, in the Wellston of Russia.
Okay, I was like, that's like because Ukraine is hood, dog. Like, hood
Yeah,
as
no, he
fuck.
can't come back to U.S. His last few films have been in China. If you look at his thing, the direct the DVDs, this was made in China Salesman, the last movie.
Can you imagine if he was in the Expendables? Just be judo throwing niggas everywhere.
It'd be all cutscenes. You just see him grab an arm, and then it would cut, and then it'd be a nigga falling into like a glass table. This is back to back. They just flipping the image.
All right, Idris Elba was supposed to replace Will Smith in Suicide Squad 2. And also, we're going to talk about how James Gunn just really came up on these cats in a second. The next
Are they
topic.
still doing it? Is that what it is? I thought they
it's
started
cast.
already.
No, they cast Idris Elba taking over Will Smith's spot, and Harley Quinn is barely going to be in there. Did y'all see the cast of what the villains are? The villains are. James Gunn is a dick. He's trying to tear down the DCU from the inside. Let me tell y'all who the people are that could be.
So here's the ultimate question: are they gonna hire them same dancers that they had in the last one?
I hope so. I really
to pull off the background CGI.
Yes, it's like let's keep it going.
So you saying he's there to deconstruct the DC?
Well, no, or he's getting
a Marvel plant,
but he's getting 2 checks. He's finna get 2 checks though. I mean, we're gonna go into it in a second. We finna get 2 checks.
St. Louis stand up.
Yeah,
St. Louis stand up. He getting 2 checks. He giving a Warner Brothers check and a Disney check.
That's
okay. So these are the 6 villains he used for the Suicide Squad. He's either a genius for this because he like nobody knows who they are, and like I'm just gonna kind of
bring them up.
Yeah, or like because nobody cares. Because they're expendable characters, literally. Hold on, I had them here in a second.
He can just do whatever he wants to them.
Yeah, one of them is like they got like Polka Dot Man.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
Hey, it's literally Teddy. Remember when we were talking about Squirrel Girl and you were like, "Fuck, for real?" This is what this list looked like, man.
Hold on, now I gotta look.
Hold
this
on,
up
I'm pulling it
now,
up
dog.
now. I'm trying to find it because I had it.
Polka Dot Man.
With Will Smith? You don't want to do it no more?
Will Smith was like, man,
He was like, did y'all had them dancers back there, nigga? I'm not coming back to this shit. Are you kidding me?
Okay, here we go. I found it.
Okay.
All right. They're supposed to be Polka Dot Man, Rat Catcher,
Oh my god.
Peacemaker, Killer Shark.
I can get with Killer Shark.
I mean, Killer Shark is cool.
Killer Shark, I can be okay with.
In Peacemaker. Yeah, I said Peacemaker already.
Wait a minute, this the Suicide
And
Squad
Deadshot,
team?
Deadshot. Yeah, that's the team.
Okay.
That's your new team. Deadshot too. And then they saying maybe Dog Welder is another one.
Shut
He
up.
will no this is
Dude, okay.
welds dogs to people. That's his
Wait,
You
what?
Think you think okay, let me Google Dog Welder before you think I'm
His
bullshit.
is Welder.
the dog welder.
He will
The dog wielder?
Wielder.
Welder, like he welds dogs on people.
Like
Look at the thing here, Teddy. I'm not bullshitting. That's his thing. He welds dogs.
It is a dog wielder. It sure is. Yes, it is.
He welds dogs on people. The dog welder.
Is it dead dogs?
Yeah.
So he kills the dogs and then
And
welds
says like, "Oh, you ain't got my money? Hold that thought."
Hold up.
So it's
Hey.
look at dog like dying. Hold up. Now you got a dog on you, fool. I bet you have my money next week. You want another dog on you?
time. Time.
I'm bullshitting. Dog water's not gonna be in this movie, but it's funny that the concept of a dog water, people were pitching that out there, and it's like, why don't y'all put dog water in it?
Who the fuck is Dog Welder?
Yeah, that's a.
The fact that DC let this fly.
Yeah, I can't.
Do you know how much other shit that you don't know about that flew under the radar for DC? Did you know?
He's
Understand?
holding a dog in a welding toy. Yeah.
This is shit. This is animal abuse, isn't it?
Maybe that's the thing. He don't ever use the dog. They call him Dog Welder because he holds
he
it.
uses them. There's people walking around like, oh, he got me. And it's like, oh, put your dogs on and weld it.
You can't weld a dog.
Oh, that's
Let me tell you his power. He has a psychic link. Dog Welder has a psychic connection to all other dog welders. Can speak through dogs as puppets and can harness their powers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wait, is there a world of dog welders?
It's more than one.
So he can speak through dead puppies.
Dead dogs and puppies and can harness their powers to weld stars together.
Stars?
Yes.
What do you mean stars?
I hope they don't mean celestial.
Look at his panel. He brought the dog with him. Like,
Maybe he can't talk and he uses his ability to talk through dogs. It's like Trumpet. You remember the dog Trumpet the dog?
And he's a part of a group called Section 8.
They're based in Gotham City. So now does my whole explanation on how I said Batman can have PTSD because of being there 20 years, does that make more sense now if you got shit like this? Does that bring some more validity in what I say?
I want to know what the fuck a dog welder does.
Oh no, he's not a villain. He's actually good. So
I know that's what he's saying.
His face is never revealed. Always hide behind a water mask. All you know, a dog with his methods are seems to live in an alley. He sets traps for stray animals. Has a supply of dead dogs, perhaps just puppies, and he fights evil by pouncing upon evildoers and welding the dog to their face.
Oh, and so apparently he did die, and he isn't here because he was welding people to dogs for Christ's sake.
So
when the whole I'm reading this on Wikipedia now. So when the Six Pack had a near-death experience to his team, the Phantom Stranger reveals that the dead members of Section 8 were sent to limbo, with the exception of Dog Welder, who was apparently condemned to hell because he welded dogs to people for Christ's sake.
So
he went to hell because he was welding dogs to people.
Let's guess.
Mutilation.
What drugs the creator because I don't even know how you and how does that pass? Like, how does somebody say, yo, you know what this team needs? It's somebody on the edge.
You know what Section 8 needs for
wait, no, that's even better because whoever came up on Section 8 was a landlord. He was like, you know what I hate? These niggas leave these dogs out here and don't ever fucking clean. So I come out. You know how many dead dogs? I wish I could wheel these dogs to their goddamn face. That's a great idea. He's a crime fighter. He goes after all Section 8 tenants that haven't paid they back pay rent and welds dogs to their face. Sounds like a great idea.
Oh, let me tell you, one of his team, he has a whole fucked up team.
It's called the Six Pack or the
Section 8.
Section 8.
Oh,
Six Pack is the leader. He's the team leader.
Does he drink beer?
His drunkenness is.
That's his power.
Teddy, why you read it to her? You read the same thing I'm looking at?
Check this out. He has a teammate called Bueno Excelente. Okay. Bueno Excelente's power is intimidation, which is Bueno Excelente's only real heroic ability is to scare people with the threat and act of sexual assault.
So he basically like, hey yo, if you don't get out of here, I'm gonna fuck you in your ass.
Basically.
Bruh.
He's then a Six Pack, a team leader whose special ability is grotesque drunkenness and beating villains with broken off liquor bottles.
So these niggas.
But think about it is these are purposely created.
Yeah. Okay, of course.
They're joke characters.
So these niggas they like the tethered of the Watchmen.
The tethered version of the Watchmen.
Oh. The defense.
They gotta see it.
The defense trader.
The what? The menstruator?
No,
Please.
The defenstrator. The
Yo, hold on, we got a demonstrator.
No, his name was the defenstrator.
Hey,
Defenstrator.
I'm calling Image Comics, and I'm putting a recommendation in for the Menstrator. And it's going to be a really buff
No, it's the
lesbian.
administrator.
No,
She's
defenstrator.
admin, and she's administrator at the
No,
same time.
defenstrator.
Hit Defenstrator. You said administrator. I said menstrator.
That's what I'm talking about. The minute she menopause is on you.
That's what I'm saying. See, it's a big lesbian. It's
Yo. Time
no,
to
she throw water balloons.
Who's ready to have a bloody good time?
She's gotta be from the UK. She's gotta be from the UK.
Who's ready for a bloody good time?
I'm done with you, nigga.
I'm here all week.
I'm done with you, nigga. She used to be on the softball team, nigga.
Oh man,
Throwing water balloons full of menstruated blood.
All right, so yeah, that Suicide Squad looks ridiculous for these characters, but James Gunn is back
Getting
on
his
on Galaxy 3. So they basically fired him. He got another job and then went back to his other job.
You know why? Because you know why? Because exactly what I called. I said,
Yeah, you
why?
said
it. You did say it.
I
You
said,
said it.
why? I said, watch what's gonna happen. DC gonna pick him up like, hey, so since they fucking up, we still pay you. We still got you. That's
Please,
like
save Suicide Squad too.
And the fucked up part is, he's the one that built the whole Cosmic Universe of MCU. After he left, he's like, hey, so has anybody got them files for the Cosmic?
Hey,
shit.
He was like, did anybody? Scott, did you grab the? No, I thought you
Did y'all
said you
make
was gonna
copies?
grab it.
Did y'all make copies?
I thought you said you was gonna grab it.
No, he took his computer with him too. Was that a company computer? No. That was
hey. I was like, wait a minute. Say, wait a minute. He went to DC. He went to Warner Bros. Yeah, they already signed him on to start making DC movies, and he's already doing Suicide Squad 2, and actually, like, he actually possibly may be good this time. Oh. Yeah, I think a lot of people really did like Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, they really did. Yeah, that was a huge blockbuster for y'all. And y'all got rid of the main nigga who made everything. Like, I was like, remember I said a long time ago, I was like, hey man, I don't want to see James Gunn go, but I'm telling you, they're gonna get him back because it was like, nah, they couldn't risk that. It's too much money. That's too much money.
That nigga said, the execs was like, all right, thanks. All right, Jason, hand me the flash drive with
I
all
was
the...
wondering if they was thinking like, wait till his merger go through for they won't fuck this up. This Fox
They could be.
merger, like
That's true.
Wait till shit. We already signed you back. I think they really did fire him though, but then they called him like 2 days later and like, hey man,
Hey,
can we get those files back?
Right.
Like no, all right, well shit, man, you want to come back to work?
No, it was like...
No, let me call you back. No, first let me call you back.
It was whoever took his place. Yeah, I can't really find the
the
succession plan.
For the internal, the internal.
It was Korg. It was supposed to be the dude who was supposed to be doing Ragnarok, the dude who played Korg. And he was like, hello, I'm Korg.
He was like, where's the succession plan? And he was like,
hey man, I'm Korg.
Oh, but Tattoo Waititi, right?
Yeah. He's like, hey
Tattoo
man.
Waititi was like, no.
He's like, I said, hey man, I can't find the stuff, so what's going on? So I guess we're just not gonna make this movie, huh?
All right. Next up, Steven Spielberg versus Netflix. He basically said that shit should never be nominated for no Oscar. Let them stay streaming. It's not real movies unless they go into the theaters.
I respect what he's saying. But the way when he initially put it out there, it was after the dude won that award
For a Rome.
Yeah. In fact, he was Latino. I got a little tight, so I was like, "Well, hold on, man. We can't get an inch." But no, seriously, I think I respect that in a way of if it's cinematic, then let it be judged like that. You know what I'm saying? Because then you don't have to work as hard. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but you're not working under a humongous production like some of these films are.
But who says that you're not though? Who's to say that you're not working on
pressure?
It may be a different kind of pressure.
Anything goes to cinema has to have some type of. You need that response financially. You know what I mean? So there's a different type of pressure under something released in cinema versus Netflix. And not saying that the value is because Lost in Space looks really good for it to be a Netflix series. Like there's a lot of stuff that you would think, oh man, that should be in the movies. But I think there's a different type of pressure, especially coming to a film, big screen versus a small screen. So I don't know. I don't know. They're going to have to just change it up and open up a category for it that would give it, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I mean, I was thinking that the game has just changed. You can't keep in the same paradigm. People are not going to see movies in theaters as much anymore. The artistic level of a film shouldn't be off the fact that if it's in the theaters.
I mean, shit is evolving at this point. You gotta remember, shit is truly evolving. I mean, streaming is like the norm, and so it's like you do have to adapt. And unfortunately, a lot of people do stream.
Yeah.
Like stream way more. I mean, even though yes, we go to movies for the experience, but niggas at home, if we ain't going to the movies, shit, where we at? Phone, computer, game console.
Yeah, but it's a different type of production for something that's in the theater.
It can be.
It takes. I mean, you're talking about Steven Spielberg. You know what I mean? For him, there's nothing that been small screen for him ever that we know of. Like, I mean, obviously there probably is, but everything he's pushed out has been. He had to go big or go home. Yeah, because outside of cartoons back in the 90s and shit like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the WB cartoons back then, like the Tiny Toon Adventures, the Freakazoids, the Pinky and the Brain, shit like that, you know what I'm saying? That's cute stuff. I'm talking about, like...
Right, that's what I'm saying, outside
you know
of
what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying, outside of that.
Here's a man who's been doing stuff on screen for so long. You get somebody to pop one up on Netflix screen, and then it's like, you want to win before me, or... Yeah, I don't know. I get what he's saying, but I respect... how they operating right now, you know what I mean? I think I was cool. You know, I get what he's saying, but you know, it just they're gonna have to categorize it differently. They're gonna have to do something because then it won't be fair to all the big directors who do, you know, who paid their dues, so to speak, on small independent screens or you know what I'm saying, and then get to that point, but then. Like you said, the game changed. So maybe it has to be a challenge for everybody. Come harder now.
You have to evolve with the times.
Cats on Netflix. I'm going to Netflix then. You know what I mean?
And like I said, Netflix and shit like Hulu and everything else is starting to get higher, good production value shit now.
Oh, absolutely. But they're getting a lot of money. Netflix just went up again.
Yeah, I know. What, $15?
$15.99 for the HD.
4K? Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Because they do too much. I can't front. But
he was like, they hit $20, nigga. I don't know.
Look, the Office alone, just so I can rewatch it 1,000 times. It's worth the money. I'm sorry, say what y'all want, but the Office alone. If you've never seen the Office, Steve Carell Office, it's worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah. Okay, that's far fetched.
No, it seriously is.
$16 a month just to watch that because when you times that for the year,
nigga, I'm telling you. It's a lot of niggas I know for a fact who will leave.
No, that's cool. I'm all jokes aside. That's cool. But it's just you have to have Netflix has to get.
I mean, yeah, of course.
New stuff every day.
But you gotta remember, Netflix's biggest competitor isn't really another streaming service. It's HBO.
Yeah.
So really, that's their biggest competitor. It's really not another streaming service.
It's HBO.
Well, Disney's finna come.
Well, Disney got to come out, but Disney still got
get their kinks out and stuff.
Yeah, get the kinks out. But Netflix been around. They got their kinks worked out and. That's been the main, like, it's really, I mean, the only thing Netflix really don't have a whole lot of is sports outside of what?
And they're working on that. They're trying to get on that.
Outside of what? Ultimate Beastmaster?
Yeah.
It's really, so if they, all they need is like more, outside of Docs and Ultimate Beastmaster, if they get more sports shit.
Like, sports shit's like what though? Like, because they don't do live, so.
Well, Amazon does live streams of basketball.
I know. No. What I'm saying.
UFC. MMA.
Well, no,
but they got their own.
ESPN has locked it up with a contract.
It's more than one just UFC out here. You got Pride, you got K1 Pride, you got a lot of shit out here. So you like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
so
when Netflix go live on anything, it's a wrap.
Like, cause like like this, Bison didn't stop because Floyd Mayweather left HBO. This shit, he just went to Showtime.
Yeah, but it fucked up HBO. That's why they don't do boxing no more.
Yeah, they don't got no intro thing.
I mean, because they lost Floyd Mayweather. I mean, it's but I'm just saying though. But still, I'm just saying it's still a market out there because K1 Pride is still a thing. I mean, you should. I mean, you the yeah. So you mean? So I'm just saying like stuff like that. Like there are avenues out there that you could take, like full contact sports. Everyone who don't like hockey, who don't like football, who don't like shit like that. But even though we know that shit is contracted out, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like I say, UFC. I mean, not UFC. Well, MMA in general, outside of UFC isn't really contracted. I mean, that I know of isn't really contracted.
They
out.
do. I mean, they got into like FS1 Sports, and they got a couple other ones that they're already being televised. A lot of them are.
Yeah.
But if they do like simulcast or something like that, I'm telling you.
I mean, it's true.
They can do a simulcast and like the simulcast will work.
All right. Next up, Yaha Mateen is going to be the new Candyman. He played Black Manta.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the Cadillac.
Cadillac. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
He's
with
gonna
it.
play.
I'm
interested, man.
And Lakeith Stanfield is
like
Virginia
him as
Madison,
an actor.
right?
I think he's dope.
Okay.
I think we was just talking about the Black Manta.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's dope. He's dope.
All right. Next up, Avengers is supposed to be 3 hours.
Black church prepared me for this. Hey man, look, childhood spent in black church. You prepare for stuff like that.
Batman, Superman prepared me. Lord of the Rings.
Hold on. One more. Before we go, one more topic before you get out of here, James.
What's up?
Armie Hammer or that kid from Twilight. They talking about either one of them
Robert
gonna be
Pattinson?
They talking about he's up for Batman. Him or Armie Hammer for Batman.
Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer.
Your boy from
Armie Hammer. I'll go
yeah, but
with
your
Way
boy from
Armie Hammer.
your boy from Twilight.
Edward. Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, no.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, no.
Nah.
Yeah, no. Robert Pattinson, yeah.
He's
nah.
a smooth dude, though. You can't rob that from him. He's a smooth cat. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong.
we'll make that nigga fucking Scarecrow or whatever.
Armie
He
Hammer
not-
is perfect to me, man.
No, that's what I said. Armie Hammer is
When
it.
you watch
Between
what's
the two?
film with him and Cavill,
Cavill, yeah.
Uncle.
Armie Hammer's,
The
yeah.
man called
He's a
Uncle.
man from Uncle.
smooth cat, though. He could do that.
No,
all
no,
day.
I was talking Armie Hammer. I was Robert Pattinson
No,
is
I'm
like.
talking about a man called Uncle or whatever that movie
Yeah,
was.
that's Armie Hammer.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
was saying Robert Pattinson's like no. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Armie.
Yeah.
Or whatever, Arnie, whatever his name is. Hammer.
But then
he'd
a
be
long time ago, they were talking about having Armie Hammer play Batman.
yeah,
for
but
some
then
shit.
he shut that down and said
Is
it
that
was
it's
like a rumor.
still negotiating, and you
Oh,
don't know
shit,
what's
but
going on.
damn it, I mean,
He would be perfect though.
have the nigga from Gossip Girl do some shit.
But the kid that played Edward, he can do it too if you did it right.
Ted ain't feeling it.
But the cat said Ben couldn't do
Put
it.
like
He was
this.
smooth as Bruce.
Put like this now.
Ben worked out because it was an older, grittier, like.
Give me Rob Pattinson as an older knight or as an older version of Dick Grayson.
I can see that.
I
can see that.
Give me him as a
way.
30-year-old Dick Grayson. I can see.
Yeah, I can see that more than I can see that.
Yeah, because he can be a 30-year-old version of Dick Grayson. That works. Because you can make Dick Grayson. You don't even gotta make him Nightwing. You can make him Asian 27.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you really don't have to make him Nightwing.
Yeah.
You can say this is what I did, but now this is what I'm doing. I'm working in Bloodhaven, or I'm working for or Covert, and this is what I do now. So you don't have to make him Nightwing. You
As long as he's not Batman, I'm cool.
Yeah, but Armie Hammer can work. Because you got what Armie Hammer like 6'4", and Ben Affleck is a smooth 6'4". Like he a big dude.
Ben is 6'4"?
Yeah,
He's like-
him and
Ben's big,
Jason
Ben's
Momoa
big.
the same height. Him and Jason Momoa like the same size.
Yeah.
Like legit, I'm like damn. Because I didn't know Jason Momoa was 6'4".
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
big
he's a
dude.
big ass dude.
Yeah, but let me get out of here,
All
y'all.
right, all right.
So-
We'll wrap up in a few anyway.
So
but,
anyway, holla at me, y'all. Check out the show and support the show.
Yeah.
all right. Next up, 24 Jump Street is supposed to star Zendaya and Tiffany Haddish.
Really, Zendaya?
Yeah, and Tiffany Haddish.
Really?
I don't know, man. Tiffany Haddish has turned into the Kevin Hart for women.
I love OG, the show.
Oh, yeah. OG is good. I like that. Last OG.
Last OG.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Oh,
You ever seen
good
it?
show.
It's on Netflix.
I know it's
now.
on Netflix,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny, man, and it's cool. It's funny, cool though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But 24 Jump Street though. So I mean, and then I guess they're supposed to be back though too. Is which they're supposed to be cameos in there? Is
It's just weird, man. Like,
I like the 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street though.
no,
That
I
shit
do.
was funny.
Well, I know it was, but I guess I'm looking at it like, Ghostbusters getting. They're just trying the same stuff with different people. Like,
yeah, just trying to get the old cookie
They're
out.
not being creative enough though, so that they resort to these the money makers back then are like the cop out now.
All right, Jules, this is for you. Arrow's next season is last season.
That's good. Season 2 is the best season to me. It never.
I've been watching
It never
it.
came back.
You all the way caught up on
I'm
that?
all the way caught up.
So
I'm not
what do
caught up.
You not? You not?
I watch it. We've been binge watching it. So we watch everything when it hit Netflix for the past 2 years. But I heard you can CW it now and watch it.
I've been
The
watching
CW app is horrible though.
Really?
It's all right.
Yo,
I mean, you
it's
just gotta have
choppy.
patience. It's choppy.
Like I'm talking, you could be on a perfect internet and it'll be choppy. Like, yo, I'm at the gig. We got a T2 line up in here.
But
And it's choppy.
usually it's choppy, but it's not usually choppy on the actual show. is when they start trying to throw in commercials. Like the commercials will run like twice. It'll
Yeah,
be
you
like
gotta watch it. Yeah.
blurry first, and then it'll rerun it again.
Hulu's the same way though
Yeah,
with the
so,
commercials.
I mean, so you just kind of deal. We got to deal, but I mean, it's time. I think how long Arrow been on? Since like what?
2012.
Yeah, so it's 7 years.
7 seasons. Yeah.
This is good. This is good. Shut it down.
I don't know, because it also gets a little like I honestly, however Arrow goes, it's pretty much how all the rest of these shows finna go. Cause
So everybody's gonna be at 7 seasons. Right?
Yeah,
You gotta reboot this stuff.
Because it's just it gets monotonous. You know what I'm saying? Like Arrow's fighting other Arrow motherfuckers. There's all these different people. We run into a million speedsters. Same thing's going on in Flash right now.
Mm-hmm.
That you dealing with.
It might almost be better to have these series do 13 episodes top and stop doing these 22 episodes and
to be real, the most interesting one on CW right now is Black Lightning.
It is, and I know people
really
like,
the what?
Black Lightning is interesting. I'm not saying it's necessarily all the way good, but it keeps me interested.
It's interesting, and I don't know if it's because it's newer or because the thing is, it doesn't right now. It doesn't feel like it has the same sort of makeup as Arrow. Like Arrow was fresh because they was really fucking niggas up.
Yeah. The flashbacks was like perfect, man, back then. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think for a while Arrow was dealing with different types of enemies, but then it just got real. I don't know. Like they all seem kind of like they're either mobbish or they're other Arrow, Arrow built type people. You know what I'm saying? And then, it took him 7 seasons to for him to realize who the fuck he doesn't really work well with team about himself.
Yeah, that's what I caught the last of was.
Yeah, he's always.
So he broke up the team.
I mean, he's done it a couple times. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's always
season 6 was.
He's always getting mad at other motherfuckers for doing the shit that he do. That's for 5 seasons. That's what was going on. It's like, why didn't you tell me? Like, you
what made Smallville last long, and last long enough for people to even want it more?
I think because it was the first of its kind, and it was original. True. 2, she called me. Yeah. 2 is dealing with America's favorite superhero. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're just kind of tuned in because honestly, he never really turned into Superman right until the very, very end. Yeah. And I think that is what kept people kind of like how people were watching Daredevil, waiting for him to don the suit on and stuff like that. But I think with this, especially because they started doing all this other these other shows and these crossovers. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, because think about it. It's probably happened in comics for real, but it starts getting real hokey to me at times, when him and I don't know if you saw the last crossover series.
No, I didn't see it because I haven't watched anything this past
so they
season.
So in the crossover series, I'm not gonna
don't spoil
what happens at the end, but the premise
I've seen
is
pictures though. But
they switch bodies, and you just you just start getting it starts to get the feel like y'all searching for shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I was like, all right, well we might be getting close.
Yeah, it's because you gotta think, man, the weight of picking up Supergirl and.
You got Black Lightning, Supergirl.
And Supergirl got good when it just switched to CW. Mm-hmm. I can't even front.
Supergirl, Black Lightning, Flash, Legends.
And just because you said Legends, I think, is the best of all of them.
Is Legends still on?
Yeah.
Yep. And I think they're bringing Constantine. They're talking about trying to bring Constantine
back as a show.
He pops in and out.
Yeah. So, that's a lot. It's like the superhero show, the superhero network.
Yeah. They basically banked on it. We finna get this paper.
They rocked with it. You can't front, but I think if they drag it anymore with Arrow, it's gonna be. I haven't watched this season so far, but from just coming from the season prior, I just felt like it never ever got the epicness of season 2 again on Arrow.
Which one was season 2 when he with Slade came back and met him at Star City?
The first introduction with Slade,
Yeah, that was tough, dude. The Mirakuru, that whole
that right there was my season.
That's the same feeling I got from the second season of Daredevil. because it was dark, it was gritty. They had this like a little air of supernaturalism to it, but it was still like, you know, somewhat realistic.
Yeah.
All right, next up, hold on. Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield supposed to star in a film about Fred Hampton.
Okay.
Brian Coogler is executive producer.
Oh, that's already gonna be dope then.
Yeah, I mean, the Fred Hampton story is ridiculous. He died at 21 years old and fucking was one of the leaders of the Black Panther Party for the nation at 21. Was killed in his sleep. His crib was shut up, I think, 80 sometimes.
Yeah. While
he was asleep next to his pregnant girlfriend.
Hey, we jerks, dog.
Why is that?
Yeah, because I remember we covered this in Straight Out of Low Cash.
Yeah.
And Javon was like, that nigga just woke up dead.
Oh my god.
I'm in heaven.
Hey, how I get here?
Javon ain't shit. I
I was like, what?
I woke up.
Yeah, that's how the fuck you just wake up in heaven.
I'm like, dang, man. He said you all stretching and stuff. Dang, man.
What these
wings doing?
Whose feathers is these? Bruh.
Man, I feel like I slept forever.
Horrible, bruh.
Next up, Terminator is being named the new Terminator movie, Terminator: The Dark Fate. So this one's bringing back Schwarzenegger again. Also, what you call what was homegirl from the first two?
Sarah Connor. Yeah,
Sarah Connor. But Sarah Connor, but what's her real name?
That's what's the name? Wife. What's the name? James Cameron wife. What's the
ex-wife, right?
Oh, ex.
Yeah. I can't remember her name. I'm pulling it up now. Elizabeth Banks is in this too, I guess. Linda Hamilton, yeah. So, I don't know. They're supposed to be going back. I don't know what this is. What the fuck is going on with this plot line with this one.
What are they doing?
I have no idea, man. Linda Hamilton's back. I don't know. That's the thing is Linda Hamilton's back. I'm good, man, on these Terminators, man. And I love the Terminator the mythos. Yeah. It needs to be totally rebooted, dog.
It's hard to reboot it. It's such a classic.
I'm talking about just start all over with it.
They tried it. Salvation was perfect.
No, Salvation didn't start all over.
But it was really technically supposed to be that.
Well, I mean, I was fine. I like people didn't like. I had no problem with Salvation. Like
Salvation was dope to me. I thought it was dope. I thought it was
it was a good area to kick off on. They showed us all actually showed us the war.
Then we lost
it. The war,
Then they just went back to.
Then they went back to the same shit again with the next one. What was it? What was after Salvation? Is it Genesis after? It was another one between
Genesis.
So it wasn't none in between Salvation and it was all the way to it was something in between Genesis.
I feel like it was something in between it.
No,
you know what? It was Genesis.
So it went Salvation all the way to Genesis. It took us that long.
Back to Genesis, but the problem with Genesis, because let me tell you something. I think that was a perfect Terminator, as far as the old T-1000 versus the new stuff. I thought it was dope, but I something about Genesis was just, I think it was hokey.
It is. The Genesis is right after.
It was something about it that made it hokey to me. I don't know.
Genesis was horrible.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
the internet was the villain. He was a part of the internet.
That's what killed me. That's what killed me. It was like Transformers when Megatron turned into cubes. Yeah, it was like, what is this, man? But they had it with the storyline as far as Terminator, the girl. It was kind of dope. They tried to reboot the whole concept of how they.
Was Genesis the one where
he became the internet?
Yeah,
Skynet was the internet.
Oh, man, right, but was he?
It was John Connor too. John Connor turned
the internet.
Was that the one that dude was hella weak and he was, and they had the little girl with him?
Mm-hmm.
That nigga was a bitch.
Yeah,
hey, he didn't do.
Schwarzenegger?
Nah.
John Connor?
No, whoever. It was the new dude. It was the dude who played.
Oh, the dude that played the new Reese.
Yeah, the dude that played.
But he played Reese though. The new Reese.
Well, you talking about the throwback one?
No.
No, he's on Genesis.
I'm talking
the
about
dude that played Reese.
I don't remember. He
played in Planet of the Apes.
Played
the second one. He played in
he played Bruce Willis' son in fucking Die Hard.
Oh, he was in Genesis.
Yeah.
John Courtney.
Yeah, he was weak as fuck. The the little girl was tougher than him all the way around, bro.
But this is the thing. Yeah, and that was. But see, I liked that part. I liked her place in it.
She's 12, dog.
and it's the girl from Game of Thrones. But I like the way they kind of rebooted that story of how they connected, how they met initially.
It's so good or bad. I don't even remember this shit.
It's bad.
But it was definitely something that I felt like was dope as far as having the old utilizing Arnold Schwarzenegger at his age.
I think I
for that
fell asleep.
storyline.
I was like, man.
I watched it. I thought it was cool, but they lost me with the compute. Skynet took over, John. I said, I'm done.
I'm out. All right, last up, conspiracy theory of the week, Teddy.
Man, I didn't even get a chance to read it. I was just
Hold on, I think she got my phone. What did you send it to? This?
We already got covered that.
Okay, go ahead.
We already got covered that. No, we're gonna flip the script a little bit.
Okay.
And I know Daryl's gonna have a lot to say. And I'm gonna say I agree with Daryl on this. We're taking time out for y'all that's listening. Please stop comparing Cardi B to R. Kelly.
Or Bill Cosby.
Or Bill Cosby.
Y'all niggas seem real distant. You know I'm going to start off on this shit. And you read motherfuckers on the comments.
I was just like, I don't understand.
One dude in the comments basically to call me a bitch. Did you see that?
No, I didn't even.
He's like, have you ever been robbed or have you even pulled a gun on a nigga?
I was like, but she didn't use a fucking gun. I was like, and the sad thing is,
if you had a choice to be robbed or raped, which one you gonna say?
So real quick, just filling people on what happened.
So Cardi B basically did this old video talking about how back in the day when she was a stripper, she used to drug niggas, and when they would come over to try to fuck and pay to fuck, and then she would rob them of their money and leave them in the hotel room. I thought that was part of the course of what strippers would do to you. I thought, and maybe that's just me being fucked up. I thought that's what happens to you.
But I guess
a shady hotel with a stripper after the club.
Number one, but number two is like, so I got confused. So I was like, the drug dealers. Number one,
yeah. So it's all cash.
So we're sympathetic to drug dealers.
It's prostitution. So
it's prostitution. It's already illegal.
You're doing it's something an illegal basis going into it.
Right. And some niggas is like,
and let's not forget she's only 25. And so,
so you said she might have been underage.
There you go.
Right. So, exactly. So there's a couple things that are already called into question. And then niggas are like, you shouldn't be drugging motherfucker. It's the same. And it's like, well, no. Like,
you're paying for sex.
Even if she did fuck you, that's why you paid her in the first place, was to fuck you. So you got what you wanted. And, so then they talk about, well, she shouldn't be robbing motherfuckers. I was like,
that's wrong to rob.
Well, but if you're canceling her for robbing, you better not listen to Jay-Z. Oh, you better not listen to any of these motherfuckers.
No, not even them. All the trap.
Any trap nigga that's talking about how they got paid. You do not need to be listening to these motherfuckers. T.I., none of these niggas, if it's really about that. Because, so, we got to stop comparing apples to oranges.
It's not. I think that some people looking at it, listen, New York all day. Wildin'. That's she from the Bronx, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, man.
And the BX gets
the Wedge, Golden Lady, all those strip clubs back home, and I used to go
Bronx
to.
had the most strip clubs, them in Queens, right?
But it was the most grimiest too. Yeah. So like you go out there, man. Your mindset. These dudes, you watch these dudes leave these strip clubs in Hunts Point. If y'all ever watch HBO, Hookers on the Point.
Remember that? That's
it's right all about that. So the strip clubs were right in smack the middle of all of that. So all these strip clubs are placed in between all these blocks in Hunts Point because it's all like warehouse factory during the day. Nighttime is night walkers is out. You know what I mean? So you're in that environment. What these girls gonna do? I ain't condoning it, but look, she can get up out the situation.
Well, she's like, I did what I had to do, and I'm like, everybody's like, she had to do that.
No, it's the idea of oppression, man. Motherfuckers want to be oppressed. They don't want freedom.
She's already working in the strip club.
I'm just saying,
it's already scrounging.
I'm just understanding, like, so are we trying to get backlash because like you said, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, like we're trying.
We want to. It's the Men Too movement. It's called a Men Too movement.
Right, I've seen it. Yeah.
I ain't got it, bro.
Come on,
I ain't got it, bro. You ain't need to be up in there. You ain't need to be in the strip club soliciting anything.
Doing White Lives Matter, and we get pissed off. It's like don't co-opt their movement with no shit like that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Let women have their movement.
Don't do that. She was a baby probably, and she had to sit there and do what she had to do to survive.
I mean, and it's
that's
wrong
the
what she
saddest
did.
part.
100% is wrong.
Well, the thing is,
but if I had to give you a choice, Ted, and they were like, "Hey, man,
rob me, nigga,"
or do you want to get raped?
No, rob me.
Okay, so what are we? There's levels to crime.
Right.
What are we even?
It didn't make sense because I was just like, y'all are. I don't
Bill
understand.
Cosby did for 30 years on motherfuckers too.
Well, not only that, but like
Bill Cosby was in the age of freedom, smashing wood.
But he kept it going a little bit after the statute of limitations.
It doesn't even matter. The fact that he if you drugging motherfuckers and you fucking them and they don't want to fuck. Versus, because somebody else was telling me, he was like, they drug dealers, they probably brought their own drugs, took them, and fucked.
So they doubled up.
That's what I'm saying. They doubled up.
No. Second thing, remember what was it, Darren Sharper? Why niggas don't be defending him? Remember he was drugging. Remember we talked about that on Strand Lowcast a few years ago. Remember he was drugging people up, girls up.
Oh yeah.
Where's everybody defending Darren Sharper?
Yeah, that's true. He was a football player.
Yeah, man. He was an attractive dude already.
Yeah.
Remember he was on like an Oprah thing for like most attractive dudes. Yeah. All that stuff, and nobody defending Darren Sharper out here.
Right.
He was doing the same thing.
But the difference is he ain't had no reason to do it because the nigga was already rich
and he was attractive.
He was attractive. He was getting.
That's
paid.
what makes you think that it's a sickness for you to be able to want to do that.
It probably is. You know what I mean? But I guess the difference is like her thing is like, yo, I'm getting money. Like this nigga, I'm sick. They mad because she's setting motherfuckers up, and we all know that that's some bullshit. But you can't get. To me, it's like when they start saying like cancel this person for this because they're comparing it to something that's completely out of the same scope. I'm like, dog, y'all are not using logical reference here. Like you said, like if you're mad at a motherfucker for robbing,
yes, that's
then
right.
you're mad at everybody for
robbing.
robbing.
I'm fine if you're mad about the drugging thing. That's wrong. That's invasion of privacy. Also, I'm with all that, but we're not going to compare getting robbed. But we're not going to compare robbery to rape. I'm not going to let. If you want to say that that's wrong, I'm with you 100%. But I'm not going to let you sit here and talk about motherfuckers being raped versus being robbed. The only sliver amount that I was going to give brothers a little bit of leeway on is that dudes feel like when they get robbed, it's like they're being raped. And it's a false equivalency.
Oh, super false.
But in their mind, they be like, "Dog, that was my paper. That's all I had."
But the problem,
better get robbed than
get
raped.
Robbed
than to get raped and then sit there and actually get locked up because you're soliciting sex.
But the whole shit is horrible.
And then not to mention,
it's not like she just met Cardi B in general. And she was a nice young lady. Y'all went to a hotel, tried to have sex, and she robbed you and stuff like that. I can give it up, but you came in this place knowing it's
you went to purchase pussy.
You went to the Motel 6. You didn't go to the Renaissance.
You tried. You solicit sex. You dealing drugs.
Use that as a learning tool, and say I experienced something that made me stop.
Look, I can't be
basically trying to pay for some sex. Like in this,
and a lot of these dudes got ladies already, so they can't say that. It's like people that rob drug dealers. Like who the drug dealer gonna tell that they got robbed?
They can't call the police, right?
You can't call the police, or you can't tell nobody. Man, I got robbed. What was you doing at the Mosey Wozy at 3 in the morning? Oh shit, I can't tell.
People acting like that.
Fuck it, I lost the 80.
Look,
they
act like she was doing this at 33 years old.
Exactly. No, they act like they're doing. They act like it's happening now. Like she just won 9 Grammys. It was like when after I leave here though, I'm gonna get this extra $1,000.
At the Mosey Wozy.
Let's do the numbers. Cardi B is how old right now?
25.
So, and how long has she been in the scene? So, from loving hip hop to now,
2 years.
No more than that. Like 4 or 5.
3.5, 4 years.
Yeah, man.
So let's minus.
She was on Love and Hip Hop like 4 years ago.
So let's minus.
I thought it was like 2 years ago.
So look, let's minus about 5 years off of her.
So you saying she's 20?
So she's 20 and under in the midst of this dark world, and I'm not saluting it. What I'm saying is,
it exists.
It exists. And I've seen it, and so you have to be
26.
vigilant. Almost
26.
Yeah, she just turned 26, probably, right?
No, she'll be 27 this year in October.
And her first appearance was
2015 on Love and Hip Hop.
So let's do the late teens, early 20s. She's been wilding, probably hustling, trying to do what she got to do. You never know, man. You got these dudes talking big shot. It's just like,
I'm moving.
You gotta understand
the Texas.
Yeah. Where was she stripping at?
I think it was in Starlights, right? Or was it the Star whatever? Where Bernice Burgos and all them used to parts in that. Whatever, Starlights. I think it's Starlights.
That's a bugged out scene.
Right. She was at Starlights. I'm almost positive she was stripped at Starlights.
T probably had to do everything.
Yeah, but y'all brothers, man, y'all this ain't conspiracy on that,
Yeah,
man.
this ain't.
And I think it's like I talked about this on the scenario with Matt. I think this is all Nicki Minaj on the back end plotting.
I'm out.
That's the real conspiracy.
That's a conspiracy.
No, it is Nicki Minaj. Who benefits the most from this turmoil? Nicki Minaj. Watch a track gonna come out in about 2 weeks. Talking about at least I ain't put no pills in no niggas' drinks. I watch it, and she gonna push it. Cause remember, Cass was going in hard on her brother that got caught as a rapist.
Who's
Nicki Minaj's brother just got locked up for being and people went hard on her and her brother. She just waiting. She's sitting there wilding like a little shark. Remember on Jaws and shit?
I'm done.
Like that motherfucker is sitting there. She's waiting.
The scheme is real, dog. In that world,
chicks,
the scheme is real.
I assume strippers are scheming like that. I'm sorry, I didn't know that all this was.
You know what you gotta understand, and this is, and as a man saying this, you gotta see the situation for where it's starting from. Like you got strippers and you got the fellas that feel like they rule the world when they in the strip club. Let's not act like they don't. We rule the world. We think we the smoothest dude that's up in there.
You run Fort Greene.
But so you got that kind of sense of entitlement when it comes to the guys who are there to try to enjoy themselves at the same time. It's like you think you got it like that. So you out here wilding. They probably, you just never know, man. I know a lot of cats
got licked up. I didn't.
I heard stories back in the hood, man. All that. And it's not just in New York. It's everywhere.
I believe it.
You know what I mean?
All right. Last up, Sleeve It or Leave It. Our trailer section. Dora the Explorer. The movie.
Leave it.
I'm going to see it. I got a daughter.
Because you got a baby.
Yeah, I got to see it, man.
My daughter was little when we was watching the cartoon.
The Godfather of Harlem. It's a series on the story of Bumpy Johnson, starring Forrest Whitaker on Epix.
I'm an Ort.
Yeah, I'm an Ort too. Native Son, the story of the Richard Wright movie coming on HBO. They retelling it in a modern day setting. Yo, this might be one of the most it's one of my favorite books, and I think it's one of the most anticipated things I see. I was like, yo, because I didn't know when I first saw the trailer, what the fuck is it? I didn't click to me. It was Native Son. The actual book until I saw him talking about I didn't mean to kill her. Like, this is like Native Son the film. I mean the movie book from Richard Wright, which is an ill book, man. So I'm looking forward to that. So you got to sleeve it or leave it on that, Jules. Sleeve it. All right. Hail Satan, the documentary on Satan, the Hail Satanists.
I'm cool.
It's A24 though documentary. You know A24 come with they heat.
They do come with
they do.
I'm gonna watch it just to see what they say.
Yeah,
but I do think it's gonna be rather interesting. Let's see what he has next.
Twilight Zone.
Oh well, we know we're gonna sleeve that.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw. Now I'm gonna sleeve that, man.
It's Hobbs and Shaw. That's
the spin-off to Fast and Furious with The Rock and Jason
Statham.
It's G.I. Joe. Let's keep it real.
It
The last Fast and Furious was nothing but G.I. Joe.
It is.
So I'm gonna definitely watch it for the action aspect. But if you don't have an inkling of Toretto, any other character in that film, then is injustice to what Fast and Furious done built. I'm keep it a buck with you.
I mean, I'm gonna watch
all
it.
you're doing now is just capitalizing on The Rock like everybody else does.
Yeah.
Even DC, we're holding his name under the Black Adam.
You know, did they even allude to Black Adam in the Shazam movie? Did they allude to him?
Do you want to know?
No. But I'm just cool.
Fine. You gotta watch Shazam.
Okay.
Shazam. You really do. It's a good movie, man. And it was.
But Hobbs and Shaw, though, man. So y'all.
So Hobbs and Shaw.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna see this shit. I'm all in these.
I'm ready for G.I. Joe. Hey,
Ma.
Well, what's that?
That's the one starring Octavia.
You would think that Peel did that shit.
That shit is basically a black woman that's killing all these white kids. I might be able to go see this in theaters, man. Actually, for the
I'm gonna go support it.
Yeah. And last up, your boy Octavia. Will Smith, Aladdin, as a genie.
I gotta see it.
Yeah,
it's almost looking.
I gotta see it.
Have you not seen any Will Smith movies?
Is there a strike or something on Will Smith?
No, he's seen every Will Smith movie. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying, has he not? Which one? Have you? Did you see the one? I guess it was the one that came out a couple years ago. That was like the Oscar bait joint.
Which one?
The one where
You
like
talking about Bright?
no, not Bright. The Oscar bait one before that. Well, it was like off the book.
You
it was like paying it forward type thing. Like
you talking about 5 pounds, 7 pounds?
Oh, 7
no. Collateral Beauty.
I did. I fell asleep on it though.
How was that?
I've never seen it.
I fell asleep on it. It moved really slow.
Yeah, that's based off a book.
Yeah, it reminded me of almost like, was it like not a Christmas Story? What's the one where the Ghost of Christmas Past comes through?
It's Christmas Story.
Yeah. It reminded me of that. Just
not in Christmas.
Repackaged, right? Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Lando, what about you?
I'm gonna see it on the strength.
I mean, I'm probably gonna see it. Man.
You got a kid.
You
going to see it.
We don't got kids, so I'm gonna have to use you.
I'm going with D to see it.
We're going with D today.
DJ, you need some help.
All right. Thank y'all for listening. As always, email landocalpod@gmail.com. The Thrones the Game show is coming back to preview the Game of Thrones show as well. Anything you got coming up, Jules?
Not as of now, but yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be on that Game of Thrones shows with you.
All right. Thank y'all for listening. As always, we'll holler at y'all. Peace.
7 seasons, bro.